So you have decided that Windows is no longer for you. Perhaps it's simply a case that your machine is no longer powerful enough to run it. But perhaps you're sick of the mandatory updates, the constant drive to pushing you towards OneDrive or Office 365. And maybe you just would rather have an alternative OS that values your privacy. And this is where Linux comes in. Specifically, Linux is free, it is lighter to run, and it values your privacy and seems to be free of all of the irritations that seem to be deliberately designed into Windows these days. So the question is, should you switch to Linux? And specifically, should photographers switch to Linux? Well, to find out, I installed Linux Mint and two of the most popular photo editing applications. And unfortunately, things didn't go quite as well as I might have hoped. However, things did get to a rather good start. Linux itself was very easy to install and didn't require any intervention on my part. And once it was up and running, I really appreciated the attractive, minimalistic, highly responsive interface. And because Linux is free, there is none of that intrusive upselling, nor is it reminding you every few days to do an update. And furthermore, right out of the box, Linux is absurdly well equipped. For instance, it comes with Firefox pre-installed, and you also get LibreOffice, Linux's equivalent to Microsoft Office, complete with equivalents for Microsoft Word and Excel. Thus, so far, Linux Mint has become a bit of a home run, and I am absolutely convinced that if your use case is limited to the simple stuff, so for example, browsing the internet, sending a few emails, writing a few documents and creating a few spreadsheets, Linux Mint is an absolutely compelling alternative to Windows. However, is Linux Mint any good when it comes to specific use cases, such as photography? So when it comes to photography, we do get to a bit of a shaky start. The default image viewer, X-Viewer, isn't compatible with RAW images, so instead of seeing the whole image, the only thing we get to see are these small thumbnails. However, things improved greatly when I found another pre-installed application called Pix. Not only was Pix able to open my Nikon and Olympus RAW files, but it was also able to edit them as well. In fact, I liked Pix so much that in vain I went on to Google to see whether or not I could download a Windows equivalent of it. Specifically, Pix is well presented, responsive, pleasant to use, and offers photo management features such as image rating, catalogs, keyword taggings, batch renaming, file conversion, and resizing. Unfortunately, Pix's photo editing capabilities, while functional, are rather basic, and more experienced users will soon find themselves running out of road if they're trying to do anything remotely advanced such as color grading or masking. In other words, you are going to need something more powerful, and that is where our problems begin. So Lightroom, DxO Photolab, Capture One, Luminar Neo, these are just some of the photo editing applications that do not work on Linux, at least natively, and we'll get onto that in a minute. Therefore, I went to two of Linux's biggest alternative, the first being Darktable, the second being an application called RawTherapee. Now, I must begin this critique with saying that both of these applications are absolutely free and absurdly easy to install. Nonetheless, I wasn't particularly fond of either of them. While I have no doubt that Darktable is highly capable, its interface is one of the least friendly that I've ever used. And while it had some interesting features, such as the ability to set your demosaicing standard, it lacked contemporary features such as AI noise reduction and object selective masking. Now, it was a slightly different case with our second application, RawTherapee. While I preferred RawTherapee's interface, I noticed significant latency while advancing from one image to the next. Furthermore, many of the adjustments didn't react to my input in real time, leading to a rather stilted workflow. Now, I would like to state that it does feel a special kind of terrible to critique highly capable software made by good people and then given away for free. But the harsh reality of the matter is that I would gladly pay a premium to get an application such as DxO Photolab, Lightroom, Luminar Neo, or indeed Capture One Pro. Now, speaking of these applications, while none of them run natively on Linux, it may be possible to get them up and running. However, methods such as emulation and virtualization typically run much slower than a native application, require time on your part to get running, and aren't always particularly stable. And in the case of virtualization, you will still likely need to buy a Windows license. If neither of those options appeal, you could actually try running some of the web apps. So for example, both Lightroom and Luminar Neo have web versions of their clients. However, these web versions don't tend to be as ergonomically nice to use, tend to be slower, particularly if your internet connection is bad, and typically less well featured. But ultimately, all of these methods come with their own compromise, and whether or not you want to put up with that is entirely down to you. So to conclude, I can thoroughly recommend Linux Mint as an operating system, and for the average user who only wants to write a few documents, send a few emails, and browse the net, it's an excellent alternative to Windows. And while Linux is also excellent for certain specific use cases, photography is not one of them. While Pix is an excellent little app, more advanced users are going to run into its limitations pretty quickly. And while both Darktable and RawTherapee are extremely competent, you might prefer something that's more user-friendly and includes some of the latest contemporary features such as AI noise reduction, AI upscaling, and object selective masking. So if you have decided to switch over to Linux, let me know how it's gone for you in the comments below. But if this video has helped you decide that ultimately you wish to stay with Windows and you need a little bit of help choosing your next photography software, you might enjoy my video roundup of the best photo editing application and the best noise reduction applications. Furthermore, I've also got various different roundups over at silentpeakphoto.com and of course the Silent Peak store, where you will get free trials and exclusive promo codes. So that's about me. Now, if you want to support the channel, you can do so quite easily. Just simply like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and so on. I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Richard from Silent Peak, and I wish you a very good day. Bye-bye.